Oh my goodness, you felt it, didn't you? That weird shift in the air around you lately. It's like everyone's acting different, but they're trying so hard to pretend everything's normal. And here's the thing, you didn't do anything wrong. You just knew something. You saw something you weren't supposed to see. And now they're watching you. They're studying your every move. And wow, they think you don't notice, but your spirit already caught them. Your energy already picked up on what they're doing. And that's exactly why you're here right now watching this reading, because the universe is about to confirm everything you've been feeling. So if you're ready to find out what you accidentally discovered and why they're so terrified of what you know, stay with me. This is going to get deep. Hey, beautiful soul, this is Sophia, and welcome back to Sophia Love Messages. Before we get into this reading, I need you to take a deep breath with me because what's about to come through is powerful. Okay, now as always, I want you to remember that only take what resonates with you. If something doesn't feel right or doesn't align with your situation, just let it go. This is your reading, your energy, your journey. Trust your intuition above everything else, even above what I'm about to share with you. The cards are here to guide us, but your inner knowing is the ultimate truth. So let's check out what the universe wants you to know about the situation, about what you discovered, and about why the people around you are moving so strangely lately. Wow. Okay, so the first card I'm pulling for you is the High Priestess, and oh my goodness, this makes so much sense. The High Priestess is sitting here in all her mystery and power, and she's telling me that you have tapped into something beyond the surface level. You're not operating on the same frequency as everyone else anymore. This card is about deep intuition, about knowing things without being told, about seeing through veils that other people don't even know exist. And that's exactly what happened to you, isn't it? You didn't go looking for this information. You didn't try to uncover secrets. You were just being yourself, living your life, and suddenly you could see. You could see through the masks. You could feel the energy that people were trying to hide. You picked up on things that were never said out loud, and that knowing just downloaded into your consciousness like a spiritual upgrade you didn't even ask for. The High Priestess is saying that your psychic abilities, your intuitive gifts, they've been activated at a level that's making people extremely uncomfortable. Because here's what they don't understand. When you operate from this place of deep knowing, you become unpredictable to them. They can't manipulate what they can't understand. They can't control someone who sees through their games. And that's terrifying for people who've built their entire reality on maintaining a certain image or hiding certain truths. Your energy is literally reading them like a book they didn't know was open, and they can feel it. Oh, they can absolutely feel it. That's why they're moving differently around you. That's why conversations feel strange. That's why there's this weird tension that nobody's naming. They know that you know, and they have no idea what to do with that information. The second card coming through is the Eight of Swords reversed, and wow, this is beautiful. This card usually shows someone who's trapped, blindfolded, surrounded by swords, feeling stuck and powerless, but it's reversed, which means you've broken free, you've removed the blindfold. You've stepped out of the prison that was built around your perception. For so long, maybe you were in their game, playing by their rules, accepting their version of reality, staying inside the box they created for you. But something shifted, something in you woke up and said no more. And when that happened, when you removed those limitations from your own consciousness, you could suddenly see everything clearly. The Eight of Swords reversed is about liberation, about seeing truth after being kept in the dark, about realizing that the only thing that was ever holding you back was the illusion that you were powerless. And oh my goodness, the people around you are panicking because of this. They're in complete damage control mode right now. Think about it. They had you figured out. They knew how you'd react, what you'd say, what you'd tolerate. They could predict your moves because you were operating inside their framework. But now you've stepped completely outside of that framework. You're not following their rules anymore. You're not accepting their narrative. You're not trying to convince them of anything or defend yourself or explain what you know. You're just existing in your truth, and that silence, that certainty, it's destroying them because they can't argue with someone who's not arguing back. They can't manipulate someone who's not engaging with their manipulation. The Eight of Swords reversed is showing me that you've graduated from being the person they could control to being the person they're desperately trying to figure out, and they're failing miserably at it. Okay, so the third card I'm pulling is the Tower, and I need you to stay with me on this one because it's not what you think. The Tower is about sudden revelation, about structures collapsing, about truth being exposed in ways that can't be ignored. And in your situation, you are the Tower. Your presence, your knowing, your energy, it's the thing that's causing their carefully constructed lies to crumble. You didn't have to do anything aggressive. You didn't have to call anyone out or expose anyone publicly. You just had to exist in your truth, and that was enough. That was more than enough because your light is so bright right now that it's revealing all the darkness they were trying to hide. Your authenticity is so strong that it's showing everyone around you who's real and who's fake, who's genuine and who's performing. The tower is saying that they built their entire identity on a foundation of illusion, and you walked into their life carrying truth like a torch. And when truth meets illusion, illusion doesn't stand a chance. It has to fall. It has to collapse. It has to be exposed. So, what you're witnessing right now, all this strange behavior, all this monitoring, all this fear, it's them watching their own towers crumble and not knowing how to stop it. They're trying to rebuild the narrative, trying to get ahead of what you might say or do, trying to explain away what you've already seen. But here's the thing, once you know, you know. There's no going back from that. There's no unseeing what you've seen. And they're realizing that they can't put the pieces back together the way they were before because you've already seen behind the curtain. You've already witnessed the truth, and that knowledge is permanent. The fourth card that's coming through is the King of Swords, and oh wow, this is about you stepping into your power in a major way. The King of Swords is all about mental clarity, truth, authority, and cutting through illusion with precision. This card doesn't play games. This card doesn't get emotional or reactive. This card observes, analyzes, and makes decisions based on truth, not on what people want them to believe. And that's exactly the energy you're embodying right now. You're not being controlled by your emotions about this situation. You're not spiraling or doubting yourself or wondering if maybe you're wrong. No, you know what you know, and you're standing in that knowing with complete certainty. That's the King of Swords energy. That's sovereign consciousness. That's someone who's taken their power back and is wielding it with wisdom. The King of Swords is also telling me that you've become the authority in your own life in a way you never were before. You're not looking for external validation anymore. You're not asking people to confirm what you already know is true. You're not waiting for permission to trust yourself. You've claimed your inner authority, and that's what's making everyone so uncomfortable. Because when you're the King of Swords, you can't be fooled, you can't be lied to, you can't be manipulated. You see through the tactics, you recognize the games, you understand the motivations behind people's actions even when they're trying to hide them. And the people around you can feel that. They can feel that you're operating from a place of knowing that they can't touch, can't influence, can't penetrate. And honestly, that's terrifying for them because it means they've lost all control over how you perceive them and how you move through the world. Now, the fifth card that's coming through, and oh my goodness, this one is powerful, is the World. The World card is about completion, about reaching a new level, about cosmic alignment and spiritual graduation. And what this is telling me is that you're not just going through a random phase or a temporary awakening. No. You've completed a major cycle of your spiritual journey. You've graduated from one level of consciousness to another. You've stepped into a completely new reality, a new way of being, a new frequency. And there's no going back from this. The World card is saying that the universe has officially closed the door on who you used to be. That version of you, the one who didn't see, who didn't know, who stayed inside other people's narratives, that person is gone. You've evolved beyond that. You've expanded beyond that, and now you're operating in a space that most people around you can't even comprehend. The World card is also about cosmic protection and divine timing. Everything that's happening right now, it's not random. The fact that you're seeing this reading at this exact moment, not a coincidence. The fact that you discovered what you discovered when you discovered it, perfect timing. The universe orchestrated this entire awakening because you were ready for it. Your soul was ready to see truth. Your spirit was ready to step into power. And now that you're here, now that you're in this new frequency, you're protected at the highest level. The World card is telling me that there's a divine shield around your energy right now. Nothing can touch you that isn't meant for your highest good. Nothing can enter your field that isn't aligned with your growth. You're in a season of spiritual protection that's so strong it's untouchable. And that's why, no matter what they're watching for, no matter what they're hoping will happen, you're not going to stumble, you're not going to fall, you're not going to give them what they're waiting for. So let's talk about what they're actually doing because, oh my goodness, the energy around this is intense. They're watching you, yes, but not in a supportive way, not in a caring way. They're monitoring your moves because they're afraid of your power. They're checking in on what you're doing, who you're talking to, where you're going, what you're creating, and it's all rooted in fear. They're terrified of what you're becoming. They're panicked that you're going to realize your full potential and won't need them anymore. They're scared that you're going to step into something so big that it makes their own limitations obvious. So they watch, they monitor, they keep tabs, and they think they're being subtle about it, but your spirit already caught them. Your intuition already fired that warning shot. You already know they're watching, even if you haven't consciously acknowledged it yet. And here's what's really happening on an energetic level. Every time they watch you, every moment they spend thinking about you, wondering about you, obsessing over what you might do next, they're actually feeding your energy. They're contributing to your rise. Because their attention, even when it comes from fear or negativity, is still energy directed at you. And you're in such a high vibration right now that you're transmuting that energy into fuel for your growth. So the more they watch, the higher you climb. The more they focus on you, the more powerful you become. It's a complete energetic win for you, and they don't even realize what they're doing. They think they're keeping you in check, but they're actually witnessing your ascension. They're watching you level up in real time, and there's nothing they can do to stop it. The cards are also showing me that there was a moment, maybe recently, where they had some kind of meeting or conversation about you. Maybe it was literal, maybe it was energetic, but they came together trying to figure out what to do about you. How is this person seeing through us? How are they so certain? How are they picking up on things we're trying to hide? And they couldn't come up with an answer. They left that conversation more confused and more afraid than when they started, because there's no logical explanation in their framework for what you're doing. You're operating outside of logic entirely. You're functioning from a place of spiritual knowing, and their minds can't process that. Their consciousness doesn't have access to that frequency. So they're stuck trying to understand something that's beyond their current level of awareness. And okay, here's where it gets really interesting. The cards are telling me that they know you figured out the truth about something specific. Whatever it is, whether it's about them personally, about a situation, about something they did or didn't do, they know you know. And that knowledge is eating at them. They're in full damage control mode, trying to rewrite the narrative, trying to get ahead of what you might say or share or do with this information. They're moving fast, making moves, having conversations, building defenses. But here's what they don't understand. Your knowing doesn't need to be spoken to be powerful. Your truth doesn't need to be announced to be real. It exists whether you say it out loud or not. And that truth is already shifting the energy of every relationship, every dynamic, every interaction. The power isn't in what you might do with the information. The power is in the fact that you know, and they know you know, and there's no going back from that. What I'm also seeing in the cards is that you're carrying a mirror energy right now. You're reflecting people's true selves back at them, and most people can't handle that. When they look at you, when they're in your presence, they see themselves, they see their own authenticity or lack of it. They see their alignment or their misalignment. They see their truth or their lies. And that's uncomfortable. That's why people are reacting so strongly to you, even though you're not doing anything aggressive or confrontational. You're just existing. But your existence is like a spiritual mirror, and most people aren't ready to see what that mirror reflects back. So they blame you for their discomfort. They make you the problem. They try to paint you as the one who's too intense or too much or too something. But the discomfort isn't coming from you, it's coming from them having to face themselves. And that's something most people spend their whole lives avoiding. The energy I'm picking up is also showing me that there's going to be a complete reversal of roles coming soon. Everything that's been building, all this tension, all this watching, all this fear they're carrying, it's about to flip. The people who felt like they were in control are going to lose it. The people who were confident are going to become uncertain. The people who thought they were winning are going to stumble. And you're going to witness this shift happen. You're going to see it unfold in front of you, and it's going to be undeniable. The universe doesn't let manipulation slide. What people put out comes back to them, and they've been putting out traps, lies, control tactics. So that's what they're about to receive. Not because you did anything to them, but because that's how spiritual law works. They're going to fall into the very traps they set for you. They're going to experience the consequences of their own actions. And wow, the cards are showing me that you're moving into a season where your enemies, the people who've been against you, the people trying to block you or keep you small, they're going to become irrelevant. They're going to become your footstool. Not in a revenge way, because this isn't about revenge at all. This is about natural spiritual hierarchy. This is about you rising to a level they can't reach. They can't climb where you're going. They can't access the frequency you're operating on. So they're going to stay down there stuck in their own limitations while you keep ascending. And from your new position, from your new level of consciousness, they'll just be background noise. They'll be the ground you stood on while climbing higher. They'll be the resistance that made you stronger, but they won't be relevant to your journey anymore. The cards are also telling me to let you know that you should expect some kind of confirmation in the next 24 hours. It could be a text message that comes out of nowhere. It could be running into someone unexpectedly. It could be seeing repeated numbers, especially sequences like 1111 or 222. It could be a song that plays at exactly the right moment with lyrics that speak directly to your situation. It could be a dream that's so vivid it feels real. Whatever it is, it's going to be a sign from the universe saying, I see you, I'm confirming what you know, you're on the right path, keep going. So pay attention, stay aware. Watch for that sign because it's coming to validate everything you've been feeling. Now, before we go further, I need to ask you for a small favor. If this reading is resonating with you, if you're feeling seen and validated right now, please take a second to like this video and share it with friends who might need to hear this message. When you do that, it helps the YouTube algorithm push this content to new audiences who are searching for exactly this kind of guidance. Your like, your share, it helps this message reach the people who need it most. So if you feel called to support this channel and help spread this energy, I'd really appreciate it. Okay, let's continue. What the cards are showing me about your future, about what's coming next, is honestly breathtaking. You're about to have a massive breakthrough, like a breakthrough so big that it leaves people speechless. All the watching they've been doing, all the monitoring, all the hoping that you'd stumble or fail or doubt yourself, it's about to backfire completely. Because you're about to step into something that's so obviously blessed, so clearly aligned, so undeniably successful that there's no room for anyone to question it. Your success is going to be visible, it's going to be loud, it's going to be impossible to ignore. And the people who've been watching you with fear are going to be left without words. They won't know what to say. They won't know how to process what they're seeing because your rise is going to challenge everything they believed about you, about themselves, about what's possible. And here's the beautiful part. You're not going to achieve this breakthrough by fighting or forcing or hustling yourself into exhaustion. You're going to step into it by staying in your power, which is your peace. Your power isn't in reacting to them. It's not in defending yourself or proving them wrong or trying to convince anyone of anything. Your power is in observing without reacting. Your power is in staying calm while everyone around you is losing their minds. Your power is in being so grounded in your knowing that external chaos doesn't shake you. When you react, you're still in their game. When you observe without reacting, you've stepped completely outside their game. You're in a different dimension, and that's where your unstoppable energy lives. That's where your breakthrough is being birthed. So beautiful, soul. I want you to really let this sink in. You knew something you weren't supposed to know. You saw something you weren't supposed to see. And now they're watching you, monitoring you, trying to figure out what you're going to do next. But here's the truth. They can watch all they want. They can monitor every move. They can obsess and wonder and fear. It doesn't matter because you're protected. You're rising. You're stepping into a level of power and consciousness that they can't touch. The universe has closed the door on their access to your energy. You're in a season of divine protection, spiritual elevation, and undeniable breakthrough, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop what's coming for you. If you want to claim this energy right now, if you want to seal your protection and lock in this power, I want you to comment down below, I see everything. Just those 3 words. I see everything. When you type that, you're making a declaration to the universe. You're saying, I know what I know, I'm claiming my power, I'm stepping into my truth, and that declaration activates spiritual forces on your behalf. So go ahead and comment that right now. I see everything. Let the universe know you're ready. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you for trusting me with your energy and your time. I'm sending you so much love, so much protection, so much light. You are chosen. You are protected. You are powerful beyond measure. And I'm so proud of you for making it this far. Stay safe, stay grounded, stay in your knowing. I'll see you in the next reading. This is Sophia from Sophia Love Messages, and I love you.